If they can't get a contract, they hoping to get a contact. And I'm not talking about that kind of contact. You get that one down Central Booking. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But nevertheless, again, the cash mobs and flash mobs came to town, took the money, man, and then your mayor says she's going up in your water bill. BG&E wants to go up now even higher. You pay the highest water bill in the country, the highest BG&E rate in the country, at a time when other countries and other people are standing up and saying, I'll be damned if you're going to keep fleecing us this way. When you got corporations around here, as we're finding out, like the Oreos, the Baltimore Ravens, Bethlehem Steel, you got hospitals that aren't paying water bills, and all others are not paying a water bill, so it's wrong. Everybody should pay their fair share. You see the signs around town that Sheila Dixon started pushing, right? Our community, our responsibilities. Well, if it's our city, then it's everybody's responsibility. And they should not be fleecing the ordinary citizens in the city, black, brown, red, yellow, and white, for all others to, again, be able to get access to the water. Because trust me, every home in this city combined, you probably use more water than the Oreos waste down there every year. You use more water than the Oreos waste down there, but I know they call it water in that damn ugly field down there. They call it water in that ugly field down there, along with the Ravens. You use more water than they waste down there. But yet, they want you to foot the bill for some millionaires and a billionaire owner. However you want to look at it. Maybe you can get Peter Angelos to sue the city. You think we can get maybe Comptroller Joan Pratt, get Peter Angelos? We can get Peter Angelos if he took out a temporary restraint order against the mayor. Could we get Peter Angelos to take out a temporary restraint order so they can't go up in your water bill? And will Mary Pat Clark do something about that? She got her husband, J.J. Clark. He know how to use some water. He's a builder. He know how to use some water. J.J. Clark. Can you get your president on the city council, who also went out there to Las Vegas? Now, the question I'm going to have to ask, was Sheila there? Now, we see it's just game when it came to Kathy Pugh, who ran against Stephanie Rawlins. So we see that was game. Kathy Pugh is in this picture along with Sean Malone, who looks drunk, and Lisa Harris Jones, who looks drunker. And I wonder if they gave Plush Jones an invitation. I'm going to have to find out, man. This is Scandal 2013, Scandal and Scandal Gone Wild. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have some black women that might fall in love with a white man. I'm not saying that don't happen. You're not saying you don't have a white man might fall in love with a black woman. But when a man takes another man's wife, a man just took another man's wife, that's not going to be much of a life. And then your man can't wait to get on a plane and go all the way out there to Vegas after the Preakness. I think this was the big Vegas convention they go to every year. They go to the big Vegas convention, took your city council president, Jack Young, but we'll see if he has anything to say about this water bill. And since he's talking about city jobs, and most of that stuff he talking about ain't nothing but a bunch of crap, man. If I can keep it real. 51% of the contract should go to, I mean, look at this picture, man. My goodness, bro. You got your man in this picture, Kathy Pugh in this picture, Gene Hitchcock, and the blonde bombshell. And I'm not talking about your mayor, and I'm not talking about Lisa Harris Jones, but there is a blonde-haired white woman in this picture at the Baltimore Brew. And let me see if I can pull this article up and share it with you. But nevertheless, you have, again, your city council president talking about this issue. And if your mayor cared, she could sign an executive order to say these jobs are going to go to city residents. And if Jack Young really cared, he put some teeth to this bill. But again, man, all of this may be just some posturing by Jack in the Box Young, as we've seen before. And clearly, he know how to get his family members some jobs working down there. Every time they voting on the Board of Estimates, which he's the president of, he got to recuse himself because he got so many damn family members working for the city or working for some corporation that does contracts and business with the city. So he know how to get his family members some jobs. So all we got to do, Jack, pretend like these citizens that live in the city are just some family members. He know how to get them some jobs. And if he has to do that, then it's better that he not even be the president on the city council, because he end up having to recuse himself again for many of these contracts when he has relatives that are working for corporations or relatives that are working inside of the administration of the mayor or the administration of some other elected official in the city, or if not, in the state. But it looks like your mayor and others heading for Vegas in the name of economic development. So again, city officials are making the rounds at the shopping center convention in Las Vegas. So, and looks like at the shopping center convention, they decided to have a wedding between Sean Malone and Lisa Harris Jones. This gives new meaning to me, and Mrs. Jones had a thing going on. Now, I wouldn't have a problem if they chose to get married because they both deserve each other, them dogs. My concern is what happens with black contractors in the city. My concern is what happened to the black dough to create black millionaires in this city. That's what my concern is. When black contractors are not getting their fair share, they got to go get an old brother like Jolivet to be their voice. You can't get the young ones to stand up and speak. Arnold Jolivet got to be close to 70 years old. He's speaking louder than some of these young ones around here. They're supposed to be black contractors or minority contractors, but they won't speak up because they're afraid if they speak up, they can't get no more contact and may not get no more contracts. So this is where, again, we're talking about the civil rights issue, the final and imperative civil rights issue, again, regarding the issue of the redistribution of the wealth in the city. And we have to raise the questions and ask and demand some answers regarding those not being able to get the necessary contracts in the city of Baltimore and not even bidding for the contracts, because we find that the cash mobs and the flash mobs, we find that the syndicates, we find that the regimes that are running this city from here to Annapolis are the ones that's getting the contracts, and only a select few have an opportunity to participate in the business, man. Let me open up the lines. I'm going to take your thoughts, questions, comments. 410-761-1592. But again, let's give new meaning, man. To me and Mrs. Jones, they got a thing that's going on, man. Now, she was a few years ago chasing Lawrence Bell. She was chasing Lawrence Bell back in 1999. I think she was going to chase him to here to hell, not here to eternity, when she thought Lawrence Bell was going to become the mayor of the city of Baltimore. But, of course, Lawrence Bell, as history will prove, one day I'm going to have to do a show entitled 1999, man. Just 1999. When it was our turn to run the city after Kurt Schmoke was handpicked by Judge Hammerman. And I bet you he probably had a Boy Scout program. Talking about somebody that was coming out and turning out boys. I bet you he had a Boy Scout program, Judge Hammond, or Hammerman. They call him Hammerman because we'll say alleged he was hammering some boys. But he started that club called the Lancers Club. Some of them Lancers members out there listening, they know what I'm talking about. Then they went on to City College. They were swimming in the nude, ripping off some booty. They went on duty, ripping off some booty. That messed up a lot of these grown men. They're in positions of power, but they don't have no power. They're in positions of power, but they cannot execute power because they were neutered and spayed when they was in the Boy Scouts. And when they was at City College, they was dipped, if you know what I mean. They was dipped and slipped. I know you thought it was just happening in the institutions, in the joint when brothers would slip on the soap. No, this was going on at City College and some of these other schools where they had the first wave of integrations. And so many of these young brothers were served up. But nevertheless, in 1999, it was our opportunity to take over the city and to run the city. And it was Martin OMalley who married into the Karen family, married that no good Katie Karen. I don't know who's the man in that relationship. I think they both gonna have to come on out. And speaking of coming out, man, before I come back to this, let me digress for a second. Well, I saw that your mayor's gonna officiate the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender weddings, man, coming in June. Now, you would think that the real men in this city, black, brown, red, yellow, and white, would say to the gay community, y'all gonna have to be a little more sensitive to the issue of your coming out on Father's Day, man. See, the Bible says, honor your mother and your father so your days shall be long. Now, they wouldn't have their lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender coming out party this weekend on Memorial Day. They're not going to do it on the 4th of July. They didn't do it on Mother's Day. They didn't do it on Christmas. They didn't do it on Easter. But they will be coming out on Father's Day. Now, you all know what I'm saying. Your man going to be out there. I don't know why she just don't come on out the closet, man, and just say I'm probably the second largest city mayor to come out since the one down there in Houston. That give new meaning to Houston. We have a problem here. Houston, we have a problem here. But your man may as well come on out, man, and come on out the closet all the way. But again, as I said before, meanwhile, back at the ranch here, was Lisa Harris Jones was running around chasing Lawrence Bell. And once Lawrence Bell got run out of town, practically run out of town, I don't know why he don't step up and tell that story. I don't know why his brother Marshall Bell don't step up and just tell the story, man. Tell the truth and shame the damn devil is what you got to do today, man. Tell the truth and shame the devil. There was Martin OMalley, Sheila Dixon, and the rest of them that orchestrated against Lawrence Bell. But it wasn't Lawrence Bell. It was what Lawrence Bell represented is what I'm talking about. Political power for us as a people, man, when everybody else has been given an opportunity to run this city. So, after Lawrence Bell left, she feasted her eyes on a big dummy, a big dum-dum by the name of PJ. Plus Jones put her fangs on him because she thought she wanted to be near power. Not that he had all the power, but his power was perceived and conceived and achieved by Mr. Believe, Martin OMalley. That's who his power came through, Martin OMalley. And then on the scene walks Sean Malone, a bartender from Nick O'Shea's is all he was, man. And OMalley played in the club, and next thing you know, Sean Malone got a job working in the police department. I think it was labor commissioner. So it ain't about what you know. It ain't about what you do. It's about who you do or who you screw, if I can keep it real. It ain't about what you know, but it's about who you know in this town. And I'm so happy they show you how these politics and politics work. Then they set up this so-called, after the death of Mr. Clay, this Maryland minority contractors. And lo and behold, after Sheila Dixon wouldn't fall on the sword, or she swallowed the sword. Damn, falling on the sword. She swallowed the sword, if you know what I mean. For Martin OMalley, then Sheila Dixon gets a job over there on Maryland Avenue working with Plus Jones at the Maryland Minority Contractors Association. And next thing you know, I guess she must have fell head over heels, meaning Lisa Harris Jones, for Sean Malone. So now they done took the house, they done took the baby, done took his woman. Probably next year they probably be done took the business, man. PJ will probably become MJ. PJ will be Malone Jones. PJ will become MJ, man. Y'all, the rest of you other black contractors sitting back watching, because they may do the same thing to your woman, man. Some of you giving them your woman. So this ain't nothing but modern day Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson. This ain't nothing but modern day Olivia and Fritz from Scandal, man. And then what it does is it really turns back the clock on black women and all other women in society. Says that you won't be getting forward based on what you know, but who you know. You won't move up based on your time, your talent, your treasure, and what you put into it. But you can sleep your way to the top. You can cheat your way to the top. It's what you can do. That's what I'm talking about. But of course, Sheila Dixon showed you that. Stephanie Rollins has shown you that. And others have shown you that they continue to lower the bar and lower the standard. And let me come to the line, because I'm going to come back to Andre Alonso, speaking of lowering the bar and lowering the standard. I'm coming back to another one that slept his way to the top. He just slept his way to the top from the other side, if you know what I mean. He just slept his way to the top from the other side. See, because I know some of you want to beat down on them black women down Central Booking and tell them they were doing some Central Hooking. You got some people in Central Hall. City Hall has been doing some City Hall Central Hooking. Some BC madam and some DC madams around here. And, of course, you got some monsieurs. You got some monsieurs around here that's been backing that thing up, if you know what I mean. You got some monsieurs that's been backing that thing up that you don't want to talk about. But let me come to the line, because I'm coming to Andre Alonso. I'm coming to Andre Alonso. He might as well hold on and bite down like he in a dentist chair, because it's going to get tight between now and June the 30th before he get out of town. He might as well just bite down like he in a dental chair. You're going to have to just bite down. He like biting down anyway, if you know what I mean. He likes to bite down, if you know what I mean. But we're going to get into Andre Alonso and him and this Title I money and Michael Sarbanes and these fake white liberals in the Title I money, because I thank my brother Bodio Scipio, Brother Richard Donald, years ago, that we blew the whistle, man. He was a whistleblower regarding Eric Letzinger, Bonnie Copeland, Alex Hughes, Thomas Austin, Chris Thomas Colcuddy, Doug Austin, pardon me, and some others that went on a boat trip one Friday morning. And they tapped into the transportation fund of Title I children. And none of them went to jail. But yet you got a state prosecutor, Gavitt or Davitt, working for Martin OMalley. You got a state's attorney that can cover up for all the white guys with the right complexion connection. Even his lily white son, I'm going to come back and talk about that. He had some serious drug charges that they done covered up for him, man. And forfeitures, which means he was moving some heavy weight. And that's a whole nother conversation, the state's attorney's office and the moving of drugs out of the state's attorney's office. He ain't the first. He's not the first. He's not the first. For those that got the thirst, that want to know, and you know this is the show and the flow where we're going to give you that kind of info. But let me come to the line, man. Before I get into Andre Alonso and the federal audit, which found that the schools had misused money on cruises, chicken dinners, and makeovers, man. Chicken dinners and makeovers. And, of course, the question we got to ask, is what else is here, man. What else is here that they're not telling you?